Hey there guys, I hope you guys are having a great weekend. Anyway, just to let you guys know, some of the video is gonna be a bit shakier than usual. That's mainly because my tripod broke as I was recording. Already ordered a new one on Amazon. Hopefully it should arrive before Friday. Anyway, here is Snail Shell's Tokiwa Kazune. But before I show you the figure, there's one thing I gotta say. This is actually my favorite release from them. However, they've made a really huge mistake with this figure. You see, when it comes to Snail Shell, their biggest weakness always has to be the arms, since they don't have butterfly joints, not to mention the range of the elbows. Plus, you add on top of that they like to give their figures a bit of a bust. That pretty much makes it really hard to hold two-handed weapons. They either need to figure out how to improve that articulation, or they need to give a figure like this something smaller like an SMG or some dual pistols. Luckily, guns are the easiest things to replace. If you've been collecting for a while, chances are you have a bunch of weapons laying around. And even if you don't, there are companies that make guns for 1/12 scale figures, so that's pretty easy to replace. And as you can see, this figure comes with its own stand, but unfortunately only comes with one alternate face. Now what's really cool about this figure is that the skirt piece is not made of plastic, and as a result it will not hinder the articulation in any way. As you can see, the figure can do the perfect split even with the skirt piece on. Not to mention the skirt piece is actually designed to be easily removable. And as usual, Snail Shell did an amazing job sculpting the butts and the thighs of the figure. Now this is going to be a little hard to see because it's very subtle, but what I really like is how they painted the underwear to make it look a little bit see-through. Honestly, if you ask me, more companies need to take notes from Snail Shell, as they do an amazing job when it comes to designing their female figures. And as you can see, the hair is actually rotatable, not to mention it's made of a softer plastic so you don't have to worry about it breaking. Alright, and now it's time to show off the accessories, as here it is the alternate face. This is more of an angry expression. And here is the default face, giving you more of a neutral expression. And yes, all the eyes on both faces are adjustable, and they do come with the tool that is needed to do that. One thing that I am very concerned with is the microphone that is on the figure. I wish it was made of a softer plastic because I think that if you drop this, it might actually break. Now, if you want your figure to hold as much ammo as possible, they gave you this little thing. It goes over the skirt piece and it can hold up to 6 magazines, which you'll get 7 of them with this figure. And what's really nice, all the visible bullets are actually painted. And it's very easy to put all the magazines inside of the holster. And here's what it looks like with the whole thing fully loaded. Now putting this on is very easy. All you gotta do is separate the chest piece. Just make sure that the white bow on the back is flattened so that way it'll slide in very easily. Now personally I prefer to display the figure without this because I think it's too bulky. Not to mention it will naturally hinder the articulation for the legs. Now when it comes to her main weapon, it's actually pretty cool as it is customizable. Not only is the magazine removable, but you can also remove the silencer. On top of that, the gun also comes with an extended stock. Unfortunately on this figure it's kind of a waste. You're better off giving this gun to a different figure. Now luckily you can make the gun smaller, all you gotta do is separate it in half, and that will allow you to remove the laser pointer, not to mention the scope. Now this is how I'll be displaying the figure with the gun, because unfortunately due to the figure's articulation range, having the gun in its full mode is just very difficult to work with. And lastly, the figure comes with 6 pairs of hands. Alright guys, and for anyone that's new, when it comes to female figures, I always like to compare their butts, so now it's time for the cheek comparisons. And like usual, Snail Shell does not disappoint. They did an amazing job with this figure. Now hers may not be as large as the other one, but when you take into account the shape of her thighs and her cheeks, you still get a very beautiful result. Not to mention, I really love how they did the subtle painting on the underwear in order to better highlight her assets. And for anyone who isn't aware, Snail Shell is going to be making official Nikkei Goddess of Victory figures, and if they're anything like this, I'm really looking forward to those. Honestly guys, when it comes to the figure, I'm pretty happy with. The only thing I don't like are the accessories. I do get that you can make the assault rifle smaller, however it just doesn't look right to me. I would have been happier if it came with dual pistols or an SMG. Alright guys, and now it's time for the size comparison. Here she is next to my Snail Shell Zombie Grizza and Marvel Legends Amazing Fantasy Spider-Man. Here she is next to my Jedi Toy Street Fighter Cammy and Guile. My Mafex Marvel Gwenpool and Batman Hush. And lastly, my third party figure art Zeno Vegeta and Zeno Goku. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe, and I'll be uploading more soon, and I'll see you guys later.